and I got about 3 hours traveling time. I said, well, wait a minute. I said, okay, that's fine. So anyhow, I came back, and I spent 30 days, and after my 30 days, I went back down to San Pedro, where I was supposed to report for my see if I was going to get discharged, because I had enough points to get out. The guy says, no, he says, we don't have your records here. He says, here's 3 days, go home. I did that for a month. And I finally went in and I said, look, I said, I could go up there on a bicycle and get my records in Sacramento and bring them down here quicker than you guys can get them down here, or put them on a donkey and come down here or something. And finally he says, I walked in it was about the 30th day, right close, and he says, we got him here. He says, go over there to that building, he says, and you'll be discharged. So I went over there and they mustered me on. It took about 8 hours to get all my work done and everything like that. So after that I walked out and I said, I'm a free man, I'm out of the Navy. But anyhow, I just wanted to say thanks to all the veterans and everything like that. I always hear this little saying that says, all gave some, but some gave all. And I always think about that. And it just kind of resonates in my mind. A lot of times I've got a cup at home that says that. And every time I walk by, I think of all the veterans and everything. And I want to thank you for inviting me and for all the veterans out there. Thank you very much. God bless you.
Lyle, thank you. It is true. I've heard this more than once, but every time I hear it, it's a new story to me. You represent such bravery and such courage, and we are grateful every day of our lives for the freedoms that you have made possible for all of us. And on behalf of the city of Duarte, we would like to present you with just a small token of remembrance. Thank you very, very much. The next person we're going to have come up is someone who is very dear to me. He is dear to the city of Duarte, and I think he brought someone who's very dear to him. Looks like one of his cute kids. Anyway, like I said, this man represents us well, and I can tell you, I know he's a Democrat and I'm a Republican, but I love this guy and I vote for him every time because he's so good. Our assembly member, recently re-elected, Anthony Portantino.
I just want to say, he just talked about being drenched in oil after his ship was attacked, floating in shark-infested waters, and he said, it wasn't that bad. You realize you said that. It wasn't that bad. So please, let's give it up for Mr. Lyle for doing so much for all of us, and Sergeant Caballero, God bless you for your service and duty. And what you said about, it's nice to do this on Veterans Day, but certainly every veteran deserves our appreciation and our thanks every day. And so when I talk to children, when I talk to schools, I always say, if you see someone in uniform, say thank you. And that goes certainly to our firefighters and our police officers as well. When you see someone in a uniform who's doing such a public service for all of us, we owe it to each and every one to say thank you. And so to all of the veterans who are here, Let's just say thank you, and to all of the firefighters and police officers, let's give a round of applause. And Lyle, you mentioned one of my favorite sayings in relation to the men and women who fight for our country, and another one that I've mentioned on Memorial Day, but I just feel is so appropriate in light of the wonderful national anthem that was sung for us, and you didn't get a proper introduction, so we want to, it's Melina Smith. Let's give it up for our national anthem. The saying I read last year is that a dead soldier's silence sings our national anthem. And if you think about that, a dead soldier's silence sings our national anthem. Just sort of puts it all into perspective that we do have these wonderful freedoms that people fight for. Many come back and many don't. So God bless all of the men and women who risk their lives every day for our country. My daughter is here, and it's coincidental that she's actually doing her third grade book report on Betsy Ross. So one of the reasons why I brought her today. Obviously, she has the day off from school, so she gets to pal around with me. I have an honor of reading the list of Blue Star and veterans for 2010. So I'm going to read you the list of all of these wonderful Blue Star veterans. Donna Abello, David Alberson. If I butcher a name, I apologize. Bordigi, I guess this maybe is Alfred Bordigi. Don Anderson, Michael Anderson, Eric Antillon, Robert Armstrong, Christopher Arredondo, Cornada Batung, Jeremy Bauer, Charlie Bell, Chestro Bemsky, Briones Benjamin, Kevin Bibb, this has got to be Bob Britton, Ryan Brown, Daniel Cardona, Luis Cardona, Robert Cardona, Manuel Cardona, Jesse Cardona, Charles Cardona. There can be no doubt that the Cardona family is certainly doing their patriotic duty. Medina Carley, Robert Carpenter, Bobby Castle, Alfred Castro, Efren Castro, Freddie Sensa, Jean Cesana, Cesana, Freddie Cesana and Jean Cesana, William Coleman, Mario Cordona, Danny Cordona, Ed Cox, Boos Curtins, Daniel Mossbarger, Danny Dinkelman, David Seltzer, Brandon De La Torre, Matthew Delgado, Carlos Dorazo, Mark Dorham, Earl Sweeney, William Echeverria, Steve Espinche, Gilbert Esparza, Gerard Filion, John Flynn, Margaret Flynn, Armin Franco, Frank Mossbarger, Camilo Gonzalez, Stephen Gonzalez, Bobby Garcia, Victor Garcia, Christopher Gill, Tracy Gladson, Joe Gonzalez, Jean Gonzalez, Isidore Guardado, Isifor Guardado, Raul Guerra, Anthony Hadlick, Frank Herrera, Joe Hernandez, Franco Hernandez, Tony Herrera, Rich Hetish, Simon Holguin, Daniel Houghton, Brock Houghton, Douglas Inouye, Billy Irons, James Harabo, Joseph Toomey, Calvin Johnson, Scott